Hi, my name's Charlie Burton and welcome back to the show. In this series, I'm interviewing a number of traders with a whole variety of backgrounds. Today, I welcome Dave Pearce to the show. Dave, welcome to the show.
Hi, Charlie, thank you.
Dave, you've got a fascinating story. Can't wait to get started here. Tell me a little bit about your background. What's your professional background and how you got into trading?
I'm actually a mortgage consultant by trade, and I do that full-time as a living. Since 2003 was when I really started. I then had a company over here and I moved to Dubai.
You moved to Dubai?
Yeah,
right.
I lived, my partner...
Interesting.
Yeah. I decided, I want to live a different life in Dubai, so my partner stayed over here and I moved over there. So.
And, sorry, when was that?
In 2007.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2006, 2007.
And you were over there for how long?
2 years.
Okay, so you moved to Dubai.
Yep.
What were you doing out there?
I was a mortgage consultant as well out of there. I was also helping expats obtain properties and financial advice.
And weren't you buying properties as well yourself?
Yeah.
So you made a ton of money?
Yes. Yeah. Enough to live on, yes.
So tell me a story about when you were out there, because you were buying properties off plan.
You'd buy them off plan, and then literally the next day you could almost sell the properties. So they'd not even been built at this point. You'd sell the properties to a new investor. So the whole building had been sold, so you'd be able to flip it and sell it.
And sometimes for crazy amounts.
Yeah, there was thousands of pounds.
I remember the Dubai market at that point, because I've got friends who are investors, big investors out there. And it was just crazy, like you said. I mean, he was turning over £1 million on a property within a few months, and crazy at the levels that he goes at. Anyway,
it was booming. It was quite a wild life.
I missed out on that. I've never been a great property investor. Do you know what? I bought property in Egypt several years ago, so you can imagine how well that's done. So me and property, no, I don't get involved in that. Right. Okay. So you were out in Dubai.
Yes.
Tell me. Okay. What happened afterwards?
So I still had the business over here, so I was still a consultant over here.
Yep.
And I was living with a friend who was trading over there. So I'd watch over him and see how he was doing things, but never 100% interested in it, just sort of curious, if anything.
Yep.
So I'd fly back to the UK and see my partner, and obviously see clients over here as well. So I was helping clients over there and helping clients over here. Then found out my partner was pregnant, and I sold all everything I had over there and got rid of the company and moved back to the UK just before the housing, the recession, the crash and everything. So
you just sold out of all your property in Dubai, because Dubai took a massive hit, didn't it, initially? It went before I think it went before we went, didn't it?
Yeah, we were sort of the last to join the party, but everyone else, Dubai got massively overnight. There was cars being abandoned in the airport where people were flying home so quickly.
Wow.
The banks were finding out the people had lost their jobs before they had. It was ridiculous at that point.
So your timing was pretty good.
Yeah, and so
we'll find out how good your timing was then when it comes to trading in a bit.
Yeah.
So okay, so you came back to the UK, you had a baby on the way.
Yeah, my partner is an accountant, so she decided to carry on working, and I became a full-time house dad. So which is another whole task on its own. It's I envy women.
Don't tell them it's harder than real work. Don't say that. Don't admit to that.
So I still had the company running. I still had the mortgages, but mortgages just weren't happening at that point. It was really difficult. A lot of people were in negative equity, so it was really, really difficult for people to obtain. Interest rates had gone as low as they are now, so people weren't changing their mortgages. There was no point. It was just a case of waiting.
Yep.
Then mortgages gradually started to pick back up, and I got back into it. Like I said, never shut the company down. It was just a case of working and continue helping people, assisting my existing clients. And then in April 2014, I lost a big mortgage contract with a network, and it was like that. It was in April, like I say, in 2014. It just felt like the world had turned upside down again for me. It was like, oh, the end of the world. And I was actually driving back from Leeds that day, and I heard a trader actually talking about an education college they do on a radio station. So I was, and I thought, well, actually, I saw my friend doing this, and he was substantially making a lot of money. So actually, that might be for me this time. So I did a background research on the company because I didn't want to just dive into it, but I wanted to get some education. So I paid some money and went onto one of his courses. And that was in September 2014, I believe it was. So
quite a lot of money, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Educators alike.
It was, yeah, a substantial amount of money. Which, and it taught me the basics. It was 2 one-week courses. So I learned the basics from swing to day trading. And there were some indicators
thrown in.
Thrown in with a package and some software to learn how to do it. And then you were kind of pushed to one side and left to sort of get on with it almost. So
that was in the September 2014.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, September 2014 was when that. It took a few months to me sort of take that leap and pay the money out as well, because I'd saved the money, so I needed to. And also put a little bit into my account to say I warrant enough to have a go at this and make sure that it was the right thing for me.
So it just seemed like good timing. In the April, you were in the car, you heard this, someone talking on the radio, talking about trading. By the September, you got into it.
Correct.
Right, okay.
Due to personal circumstances, I was unable to actually really start trading until it was January, February 2015.
So about a year ago now.
Correct.
So really, as a trader, you're a baby, so to speak. I always use that analogy.
That's fine.
Kindergarten. So so you've been trading for about a year.
Roughly, on and off, for about a year now. So the only thing is since September up until I actually started trading, obviously I'd forgot things. So I went over my notes and just to make sure it was still the right thing, and I'd got the money in the account. So I thought, right, I'll have a go at it. But then I decided that for me, news there was a lot of reaction around news. So I thought, well, I've been studying the markets for years now, so as in what happens at news and how different markets are affected. So I thought, right, I'll trade around the news and sort of guesstimating what would happen.
I'm laughing because it's almost like I know what's about to come.
So so first few times, I made it a little bit, and then one of the interest rates, not the Swissy one, but one actually dropped their interest rates quite heavily, and the markets actually plummeted in my favour. So right, I've made a lot of money here. So right, quid's in. This is easy. I can do this all the time. So I almost got to sort of like big shoulders, like look at me kind of thing. I can trade this. This is easy sort of thing. So.
Hold that thought for a second, because I think we're about the end of part 1.
Okay.
In the second, we'll go on to part 2 and take this on so that we can actually see what happened next.